That's probably pretty loud. So I apologize if it is. Welcome back to the Back 40 Firewood channel. We are in a bit of a mad scramble because we have our first major winter storm moving in this afternoon. So there's a few things I needed to do to get ready before this big snowstorm. We're supposed to get anywhere between 6 and 14 inches of snow. We'll probably only end up with like 2 or 3, but regardless, I need to refill the roadside stand, and I had this empty tote with the front cut out here, and you'll see in a second that it's actually, I have it on the loader bucket, just because I figured instead of putting the forks on, just to move the tote, well, I could use the bucket to take the wood up there, but I'm not sure exactly how much. I need 2 bins full, and it's just easier to throw it in instead of stacking it in the bucket. So I figured I'd throw it in the tote, use the tote, keep the bucket on because I need the bucket later on to move the Red Pine Rampage rounds over to the splitter, and then I also need the bucket to plow snow. So in the time that I just spent explaining that all to you, I probably could have put the forks on, but whatever. It is what it is. I think that should be enough for 2 bins. We'll find out. Well, I was a little bit off on my calculations, so I got that much more to fill. So I'm gonna go drop the tote off, get a little bit in the bucket, bring it up here, and top off that bin. All right, so the roadside stand is back refilled. I just figured may as well get that filled up now, and that way if anyone does need it, either this afternoon before the storm or tomorrow after the storm, there's wood ready to go. Then, as I was loading that, I got an alert on the phone here that the storm is approaching. Snow is supposed to begin in the next hour or so. I do have the day off of work today. With my job, the paid time off, it is one of those things. If you don't use it, you do lose it. So I had to take a couple, got a couple of days I need to take off here before the end of the year. I also got notified that the schools will be closing 2 hours early this afternoon. So I just went into a little mad scramble to get a bunch of little things done. So the big thing that's left is moving that pine over to the splitter. But let me show you what I got done here. So one thing, I have this big brush pile, and I want to burn this probably this weekend after the storm, because if there's a certain amount of snow on the ground, you don't need a burning permit to get rid of and burn big brush piles like this. So I threw a tarp up on top of that just to keep the snow off. So it'll burn easier either tomorrow or the next day. And then I also knocked off the snow that was on top of the shelter logic. We had a couple inches this past week, so there's maybe an inch or 2 up on top of that, but I knocked all of that off just so it doesn't add to it. If this storm is heavy enough, I'll probably come back here during it and knock off some more snow so it doesn't get too much weight up on top of that. And then I put one of the half of the IBC tote bladders on top of the fire pit. I put a little wood inside there just to keep the snow off. And then I also brought over a bucket full of wood, and I put a cover on top of that to keep the snow off, because today is Friday, and I'm thinking what I might do tonight for the live stream is actually come out here during the snowstorm get a big fire going. And so I want the wood covered and the fire pit covered so that doesn't fill up with snow and the wood doesn't get covered with snow. And then as I was coming back through the wood yard, I loaded up a bucket with these rounds of red pine and brought one bucket over. So now I got to get moving because the rest of the pile's over there and I just want to stage it over here. I don't know how high I'll stack this row or if I'll stack another row or just dump it, but I just want to get all those rounds over here, put a tarp on top of it, so if I want to come on here and split, it's not buried in snow. Pile of red pine rounds that was once all piled up over there is now all piled up over here. Whew, yeah, that was took me a little bit longer than I thought, but the snow still isn't here, so that's a good thing. Now all I'm going to do is cover it up. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the boat tarp, this old boat wrap, I guess, or just a regular tarp. I also want to cover up this area over here where I'll be splitting into. So I want to, what I have laying here, I want to cover that up so that doesn't get too buried. And then I want to cover up this pile right here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of rounds all ready to go. So I ended up using the tarp over here on the pile of rounds, and I used the boat wrap over here coming off the end of the splitter. And I anchored it right on the wedge. Get it? Anchored the boat wrap. All right, so I think we are all prepared for the oncoming snowstorm. I got the roadside stand filled. I got the brush pile covered. I got the fire pit covered. I got wood for the live stream tonight if I go outside and have a fire during it. I got the rounds all moved over here and covered. And I got the end of the splitter where I'm going to be splitting off into covered up. So we should be set. Now we'll just wait and see if the snow actually comes. Like I said, they said 6 to 14 inches. We might end up with probably 2. Who knows? But anyway, I got to go in, get ready to go pick up little boss man. School is getting out early, and that'll do it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool.